Are we recording right now?
Yes.
Oh, because I was about to say something.
What up, what up, what up? Ugly Truth, Pretty Lies, episode 30? Damn.
Episode 30.
That's what's up. This is me, Justin with an E. I'm
Cassie.
She's back. I seen in the paper, she did a thing like she's back wearing the 4-5. She ain't came play games with you.
Yeah.
Just to maim you. I'm sorry.
Why should I introduce?
Because the diva.
The
diva. Me. I guess if I'm Justin with an E, I got to introduce lovely Alva, long hair, don't care, London.
Hello.
In the place. Whip her hair back and forth.
Can't do that right now.
Get it. Scalp still tender. Shout out to the baby. I'm sorry, hold on real quick.
Don't do me.
Shout out to the baby hair.
Yeah, baby hair.
Baby hair. Yes.
And the hat is off.
Slicked it down. The hat is off.
Don't do
We
it.
in the building.
Do not.
We saw the famous braids that we couldn't see last week, and they look nice. Ava.
Thanks.
The scarf, though.
My throat is. I lost my throat. I mean, my throat.
I bet you did.
What's what happened? What's the big topic? What if I was to say
The monkey shirt.
If I had
No. I can better that.
Shirt?
I can better that. Oprah for president.
The monkey shirt.
The monkey shirt top that.
Nah, fam. Oprah for president. We can do both. Come on.
Monkey shirt top.
Come on, because I feel like.
Because my thing is, Oprah hasn't said anything. If
Nah,
she
we doing a
won,
monkey
we already know
shirt.
She gonna win. So.
Do we though?
And who gonna vote for Trump?
Nah.
So you white folks that vote for Trump.
For president.
Even the ones that voted for him, they lost confidence in him.
I think the thing. Nah, this is the thing.
Start off with Oprah.
Yeah, I think this is the thing, man. Like, I'm gonna go down this path and we're gonna go back to Oprah. I don't think a non-white male is gonna beat Trump because I think you're gonna have to appeal to those borderline cats that's on the edge that are okay with racism.
A non-white male.
A non-white male is not gonna beat Trump.
First,
Yeah.
A white Mexican.
Nah, I don't think they could. It depends what his last name is.
Yeah.
not gonna.
If it's
Velasquez, they ain't put
Velasquez, Hernandez, none of that. He gotta have a white surname. It gotta be white father, Mexican mama. It can't be Mexican father, white mama. He gotta have a white surname to pass.
Bobby Jindal.
Nope. Not Rubio, not Jindal, nah, dog. Not Cruz. You gotta be Smith, a wholesome white name.
Henderson.
Exactly. One of the original 13 colonies type white boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I feel like them cats is in the middle. Them cats that are, I ain't gonna say they racist, but they definitely have no problem looking the other way, as far as racist stuff.
Yeah.
Oprah not gonna sway them.
So, if a white woman couldn't get into the office, why would a black woman get into office?
I think that she would galvanize the base more. Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, I think the times are different. Also, because I don't think people took the threat of Trump seriously.
Right
now, Trump is a thing, and also another thing that really helped Trump. We're about to get into a politics podcast. Another thing that really helped Trump was his lack of any political experience.
Right.
So there was nothing to really hit him on. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Well, he did have a lot of political statements. He had made,
but my thing is there's no experience.
But he did all that talking. It was no 6 to Central Park 6 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but that kind of fed into his whole.
That's something you could have followed. I mean, that's like when he came out and he was running. I feel like he was just. It was like a conversation he was having amongst his homeboys in the spa or some shit and playing golf. Like, that's how he ran his
locker
campaign.
Room. You gotta say locker room. Locker room talk.
Locker room.
I mean, it was like locker room talk because he wasn't polished and he never had facts.
And that's
it was
what people
always
like,
based off of opinion rather than the actual facts.
And the thing is, I think last election was a change election. It was an anti-establishment election. The Republicans saw that and they put Trump out there. The Democrats didn't out there, so they buried Bernie. Bernie would have beat Trump. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, going back to
So how does Oprah win?
I think Oprah wins because now we got tape on Trump. Now we got. Because again, like going back.
No, because we're just assuming that she's going to be. I'm assuming she's going to be the Democratic now. Well, just hypothetically speaking. So we're assuming that she's going to be the Democratic.
What if she shock us and be a Republican?
But not even that though. We're assuming that they're going to choose her to run.
I mean, well, this is hypothetically. I mean, yeah, this is the hypothetical that she goes through the primary. She's the candidate everybody gets behind. I think. Shit, you made me lose my train. What was the question again? oh, how would she win with Hillary?
Yeah.
Wouldn't. I mean, I think the thing is that now Trump isn't an abstract thing. President Trump is an actual thing now. And before it was an app, like nobody took, a lot of people didn't take the threat of President Trump seriously. And there's a lot of those Bernie bros that voted for Trump.
So we're just assuming that no one else is going to get in this election. We're just assuming.
I mean, no, that's the whole point of this exercise, is assuming that Oprah gets the nomination. I mean, yeah, I'm sure, hell, because people, I mean, again, so let me transition, because I don't think it's a good idea for Oprah to run.
I don't either. I'm not a fan of it.
My thing is it's not even Oprah.
Not either.
You said what?
I'm not a fan of her running. I mean, woman power, black girl magic, but I'm just not a fan.
Honestly, my thing is not
and
even.
I don't want that pressure on her.
Not even that. Just let her keep being the role model that she is.
Just say Auntie Oprah.
To me, I think the problem is that I feel like she's the other side of the Trump coin of wrongness. And I don't mean to compare them to. I don't mean to compare them to, like, ideologically. What I'm saying is like, I don't think it's okay that the presidency is going to turn into a popularity contest. I do think there is some value in having some people that have actual political experience, actual politicians, because I think the problem is that because so many people who think differently are just stupid instead of just have a different opinion, to where now everybody thinks that like that shit is easy. Like being a president ain't easy, bro.
So let me ask you this question then. So you had the Ronald Reagan, even though he had a little bit more political experience, but he also was a celebrity. Arnold Schwarzenegger. So you aren't a fan of people who may be popular amongst their peers running, as long as they do not, because they do not have a political.
Well, I think president. Because Reagan was governor. I think he was even senator too.
I don't know if he was senator.
I know he was governor.
All I remember Reagan
he was governor of California.
I know he was California.
Yeah, but anyway,
I've never seen him exactly.
Yeah, but then that was in like the 50s and 60s, bro. Yeah, I know I Love Lucy. I can't think of a specific episode.
Yeah, when they
I've
moved
seen
to
it.
the house out in the suburbs, and
I don't sure. Okay, sure.
But I would say that with Oprah, that, you know what I'm saying, like you said, this thing about a popularity contest, or our media people become politicians and go straight to the presidency. For one, that's going to start to limit who can be TV stars, or now we got to watch them.
It's going to limit.
Now, who do we even allow to become a popular person? Because if they become a popular person,
but on the flip side, why?
For president now.
But on the flip side, why not? A lot of these people are in
politicians to be politicians.
But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if a Will Smith or even an Oprah, a lot of these people, they rally, they in the trenches with some of these people in the communities and stuff like that. So why not?
We are too, in certain degrees, certain levels, maybe not to their levels, but it becomes a thing like we said with the Dave Chappelle thing, where like, I don't know that Taiwan president is not the real president. You wouldn't know that. You have to be a constitutional scholar, a lawyer, somebody who practiced this stuff. You have to be involved with that to actually know it's more.
Right, but okay, so.
Just for the record, for the people that don't know, what we're referring to is when President Trump took a call from the president of Taiwan, and actually the U.S. policy is that they don't recognize the president of Taiwan because Taiwan and is China are kind of in a thing, and Taiwan is supposed to be a province of China, and they kind of broke off their independence, but the U.S. doesn't recognize it. So it's kind of a thing when Trump took that call. But it's just that he just didn't know. A president from a company call you, you're gonna take that call.
But also though, using Trump as an example is not a great example, because he doesn't even listen to.
I'm not using Trump as an example.
Yeah.
I think I'm more so talking about us as people, where we are, where we decide that the most powerful person in the world is going to be determined by a popularity contest. That's problematic to me.
It kind of is, though.
Because I just think that, like, as far as like being president, like, again, what I'm saying is like we make it seem like people who are Democrats think Republicans are just stupid. Republicans think Democrats are stupid. We look at politicians like, why Congress can't do anything, and it's like it's a lot that goes into that. Like, you got to make some hard decisions. Like, you got to decide. Like, I'm gonna drop this.
But essentially, it is a popularity contest.
But I mean, I think that the question is between who? Well, like, I think you got to have some kind of qualifications, though. You know, you got to have some kind of policy experience. Because again, like what you said is that Oprah doesn't have. We don't know what Oprah's policies are. We assume she's going to be kind of along the line.
What Trump's policies were?
No, that's the point.
We never even knew what his platform was when he was out here campaigning.
But that's my point. It's like we're electing people. We don't know what the fuck they gonna do.
Right.
That's a problem. Like
But
we
on the flip
assume.
side, though, even with the people where we know their policies and their platforms, they get in office.
They still don't have the power, though.
I mean, but I think
Right, at the end of the day, let's just understand and recognize that a president is nothing more than a puppet anyway.
Right. They don't have the power to.
I don't know.
It's like Trump. It's like Trump is kind of living, walking by the beat of his own drum. Like Obama,
nobody stop him.
You know what?
Because you know why? Because he came in with money. He already had power.
Not even.
I think that what happened was that this whole democracy thing was built on president having certain morals.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do certain things.
Yeah.
They never thought that somebody would come in and do all
just
this stuff.
wild out.
Just wild, do whatever the hell, because they would care about their constituents, and they would care about getting voted in again. They would care about, but they never thought that people would come in and do some ridiculous stuff like what he doing, like just
whatever the hell he wants.
like his sons and all that. He can't, like the thing about him pardoning himself.
Yeah.
Most presidents wouldn't do that. Nixon could have did that.
Yeah, Nixon could have did it, but he was like,
but he got out of there. No, I'm not gonna be that. Trump will do it.
But
So,
not even a small, like even a small example.
Trump would definitely pardon himself. Then take a picture of signing.
Bruh, the sign had been like it's hot, and it keep going. But like even a small thing,
I
like
am the first president in history to pardon myself. This is history.
like today, Trump. I mean, was it today or yesterday?
This is not about Trump. Back to Oprah.
I mean, no, I just wanted to get fine. You know, back to Oprah. Go ahead.
Back to
Go
Oprah.
ahead.
So basically, because we do not know her policies of what she's going to do, she's not a good candidate.
That's not what I said. That's absolutely not what I said.
What did you say? You said you
I
don't
said
know her
again, like I'm not even talking about Oprah. I'm just talking about the
popularity.
fact that I feel like the person that's in charge needs to have some kind of experience because it's a lot to be in president. You got to talk to foreign leaders. You got to know how to, you know what I'm saying?
So how much experience are we considering? I mean, what's the threshold? I feel like it has to be a standard thing if you're going to say that, right?
Can you run for president?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to be is 35, naturalized citizen. I think you got to. It's like
shout out to Willie Wilson.
And there's one more thing. Shout out to Will. So I mean, pretty much, I think everybody here is eligible to be president.
But that's what I'm saying.
But,
Are there so outside of you should have some political background? Those are the only standards. So if I'm can't.
I mean,
no, she's asking me.
Well, that's what he's.
I mean, because like other than Trump, there's never been anybody that was a serious candidate for office that didn't have political experience or military experience. And I feel like, I mean, again, like I don't know. Again,
Jackson, a serious candidate.
He didn't win his primary.
What was that? 84.
He went to the convention.
Was that 84 or no?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like that. What was that?
I think it was 88.
Okay, 88, 84.
I think that was Dolan Mondale or something like that. They ended up running.
It was somebody that started with Mike.
I don't know too much now. Hold on.
Mike Dukakis.
Yeah.
Dukakis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the threshold because like Obama was a senator and I think he was. I don't know if he did a full term. He might have did like one term.
I got qualm with the Obama thing because Obama kind of like did a speech.
Yeah. But I think
the senator did a speech. It was like a 4-year stint.
But Obama also
They were already grooming him for the
because and that's the thing. I guess grooming him is the thing. Is that you gotta want this. Because again, it's like to be a politician, you got to want that from high school. So you go to the right, make sure you're valedictorian. You go to the right school, make sure you do well in school, and all. You're building this up for years. And you kind of, you know what I'm saying. So I feel like
that. But
no, it was because like Obama lost a couple campaigns. He lost to Bobby Rush. He also lost in New Hampshire, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like once the Democratic Party decided that this is going to be the
he was trying to run out there.
Who?
Obama.
What, senator?
I think. Where's Bernie Sanders from? Vermont. I mean, New Hampshire.
Vermont.
No, from New Hampshire. Vermont is he's Bernie's from the East Coast. New Hampshire, I think, and I'm pretty sure Obama ran somewhere out there and he lost.
How? If he wasn't a citizen.
No, you don't have to. No, because the thing is, when Obama won the second time, that real racist black dude that ran Alan Keyes, I think his name was. He wasn't from Illinois. He moved. Like, you got to move within a certain amount of time so that you can actually file and run and all that other stuff. And sometimes he went out there thinking it was a quick seat and kind of fell, and when he fell into, well, actually out there because he was ahead in the polls, and he fell into what's called the Bradley effect, where it's pretty much where a lot of people, they poll saying they're going to vote for the black candidate.
Smart out this.
Yeah, he is. Go ahead.
I feel like it's alternative facts.
Well, just no. For real, look it up. But anyway, it's a thing where they talking about when people talk about they poll because he was ahead in the polls. But when you get in the booth and really got to vote for that black candidate, a lot of people balk, and they say that's what happened to Obama because he was ahead in the polls, but he lost. But anyway, let's get back on topic.
Oprah is not saying that she's going to run for president. Are we just doing some social media stuff by just even promoting this and just jumping out the window?
She gave one good speech.
I was gonna say it was a feel good moment.
Yeah, it was a feel good moment. She gave a good speech. People got excited. Everybody everybody's in the era of I hate Trump.
Yeah, and so they just want somebody.
Anybody. So she was that little bit of relief with that little speech.
They want a night to come slay the dragon. They want a night to come slay the dragon and come save them. That's what they want.
I know it's not proper to ask the question, but would you vote for Oprah?
Yes.
You would.
Anybody but
over Biden.
Over Biden?
I don't care who runs.
I would only be
over Biden. No.
I'm going with
not over Biden and not over Bernie.
Who do you say?
Biden, Joe Biden.
I'm going with
Joe Biden.
Dang.
I like Joe. Like he'll wear Trump ass out.
Yes.
He would wear Trump because he wild too.
Yeah.
He'll wear Trump ass out.
That would be like a wild west gunfight.
I heard this thing about how when they did the I don't know my words, but sometimes when you call it when they do debates. And how Trump was standing behind her, all the mannerisms that he had,
all the psychological warfare.
Right. That's man and woman. Period. Oprah's gonna fall victim to that too.
And that's the thing. And that's why I say you need a white male.
The look of him stepping behind her and kind of pacing behind her while she's talking. Because she can't stop that.
Trump gonna hit her with the nasty women and all the other stuff that he did to Hillary.
If a woman turns around and confronts that, oh my gosh,
what a bitch.
But I do believe if the things that he said to Hillary, if it was
that bitch, by the way.
The things that he said to Hillary, if he said to Oprah would definitely check him.
Oh, is she gonna get him?
But it would be hold on.
She gonna get him.
She's what was her job before this
journalism, TV?
So there is a decorum. But there's a decorum that she will have to check him and not seem like the angry black woman or the emotional woman.
I don't think people are looking for that decorum though. They look like I think people want somebody that's gonna bust back. They look for the Democratic counterpart.
Well, she can though, just how she did with her speech.
Right, but the thing is, Oprah will say something back to him so smooth he don't even realize that he just got checked.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that his supporters won't realize either.
Are we trying to win his supporters or get more of our supporters on?
Right, our supporters. Because you know what happened with Trump. A lot of people said, I don't want Hillary or Trump, so I'm just not going to vote.
I just want to see the world burn.
Right, so a lot of people didn't vote like they did for Obama.
Well, I think number one is the people didn't vote for Hillary because
she sucked.
No, I just think they did not vote for her because she was a woman.
Yeah, it was a lot of that too. It was a lot of that too, yeah.
And because of her husband. That too. Her last name, she a woman.
I think that kind of goes hand in hand. It's like once you decide, once you in your mind, you don't. I mean, I don't think you would come out and say like, I'm not going to vote for a woman, but you say, well, she can control her husband. How can she control the country? What's going to happen?
I got some woman president issues. That ain't one.
That one is
wow.
It's a big one though, bro.
That's women president issues, but definitely
women
not that one.
I don't know. I mean. You know what's crazy is...
See, and my back is facing that.
No, I was...
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
You know what's so bad? It's like I'm sexist about some things. Like, cause I went to I can't go to a church that has a woman pastor.
I feel you.
You think Jesus ain't talking to women?
I don't know.
I feel you.
Wow.
But honestly, my thing is...
the only one that the women in their positions.
And this is the thing, because...
That's true.
What happened?
What other religion or what other...
You said that do not?
That allow women...
Oh, that allow.
That allow?
I don't know.
I don't know enough to even
never
speak
seen
on
that.
that. I'm gonna
I've
research
never-
it.
I don't study it.
I'm gonna research and I'm gonna hit you over the head next week.
But I've never
I don't
seen
think
a
so.
woman priest.
I've seen, but the thing is, matter of fact, because I
rarely
went to
see
when I was in
women
Texas.
pastors.
When I was in Texas, I went to a church. It was actually the Potter's House, the North Potter's House, and there was a woman there. I forget her name, and she is cold. Like she crushes it every time she speaks. But it's just like I couldn't go there. I recognize that she's good, but I just couldn't go there.
Why? What do you think you're not getting the same message from a woman?
It just did. I'm like, you know how like I can see that she's good, but it didn't move me.
When we say good, what are we talking about? In teaching or
Just teaching the ministry, like discernment. I'm big on discernment. I need you to give me a good sermon.
But what do you consider a good sermon?
I mean, I think a good sermon is where you can really kind of tie it into a verse and kind of you can really translate the spoken word, the word to something that people can understand. You can tie it into something that's topical, really give a good message that kind of
not the feeling
motivates you. No, I'm not a touchy feel. I'm not a hoop and holler type person. I like to learn. I like a different viewpoint on something. You know, so give me. Oh, I never thought about that like that. Like, okay, cool. Like, so, and I recognize like, no, she's dope. She's very talented. It just don't do anything for me. And I think that maybe it's because she was a woman that it didn't do anything for me.
Damn.
I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that part of me. But I do recognize that it's a thing. But like, I don't feel that way about like I wouldn't mind a woman. I didn't mind Hillary as a president. I wouldn't mind Oprah. Or I wouldn't mind. Well, I wasn't.
Hillary is very like she has the political experience.
Hillary sucks though, man.
How does Hillary get into a presidential let me get one, bro. Debate with another president? You find
What do you mean?
How does Putin and Hillary Clinton? They don't talk.
Well, see, that's going to be a problem, though.
Or if you're talking about like a Muslim country or thing. I mean, I think
that would be an issue, but that's not the United States issue.
Or I say this scenario: watching House of Cards, right? Fictional bullshit, but I see this situation where like these presidents, everybody read all this stuff in front of the camera.
I'll give you a quick fact. Do you know the lady from House of Cards is the same lady from The Princess's Bride? The wife from House of Cards is the princess from The Princess's Bride.
The princess is who?
The Princess Bride. You remember that movie?
No.
Oh my God! She was in The Princess Bride. She was the princess in The Princess's Bride.
What's her name?
Princess Buttercup.
No, I'm talking about in House
Claire.
of Cards.
Claire Underwood.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that because I cracked my tooth one time. But no, that's the same lady. But go ahead.
You got these presidents. I'm assuming when the cameras go off and we go to the back, me and you go into the Oval Office.
Who is me and you?
The two presidents, and our advisors, whatever the case may be. Well, sometimes maybe just the two of us, mano and mano. We're gonna go in there, and then I'm gonna light the cigar. You gonna light your cigar. We in Russia. I'm gonna pour you this real vodka, and we're gonna take these shots.
And we're gonna do this.
And we're gonna talk.
Chop up this
How
policy.
does Hillary do that?
And I think
know if.
Well, see, the problem is
we're gonna get a little tipsy. And we're going to talk world politics.
But see, the problem with that is a lot of men in different countries don't even respect women
They don't.
on the level that they would need to respect a woman who is the president.
Well, I'm sure that is a thing, and they probably would disrespect a little bit. But my thing with that is, when I thought about this,
What if Oprah tells Stedman to run?
We think it's Stedman. Don't worry about it. We're getting to Stedman. It's written down. Now, I assume Obama got in there. And they played monkey games. They put monkey shirts on.
I mean,
They said
that Putin used to call him, well, not to his face, but Putin would call him like pretty much whatever the Russian version of nigga
He wouldn't even shake his hand.
Certain little bullshit.
It's some
and he
disrespect out
had
there.
to be suave enough to kind of like catch it, turn around, flip it, and say something, and had to stay on his toes, and then pass his cup like give me the drink still.
And still handle business.
But honestly, like I think like it'd be like honestly, I'm sure a lot of times Obama was like, "Bitch, I'll bomb the shit out your ass." You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm walking in. I'm like I said, I'm a nigga. I'm a black. You call me whatever you want, but believe I'm the most powerful man in the world, and you gonna do what the fuck I say. Like sometimes you gotta whip it out. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like he's very poised in front of the camera, but behind camera,
I don't think so.
I'm sure he.
I don't think so.
I think you gotta do. I think
You don't think he speaks up? Are you kidding me?
No, I think he speaks up, but I don't think he conveys the messages. I know we just like saying things, but no, I think he's probably always poised and probably.
I don't think he can rap it at all.
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, but
I think he better than Jay-Z at that.
No,
going back to the Hillary.
I know he has comebacks.
I don't think he will ever. He has comebacks, but they're a comeback in a way that
smooth. It's not
exactly. It's not like
a bitch. What the fuck? It's like
never gonna be-
no, you know what I'm saying?
Never.
Yeah.
No.
Obama don't. He don't have a nigga moment. Is what you're saying?
Michelle is gonna.
Oh, Michelle will
you
get the
know
butt.
what I mean?
Bitch, I didn't tell. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Michelle,
no.
I think Michelle let hands.
So.
But anyway, going back to Kwak, to answer your question about like Hillary or whatever woman president, Oprah or whatever. I mean, again, there have been other women leaders. Like the UK had Margaret Thatcher as a prime minister, and so she handled her business. There have been Muslim countries that have had. I think Sudan. I forget. Saudi Arabia's had a woman prime minister or president, whatever it is. There's been countries that have had that. So I mean, it's ways to make it work. I don't think, like again, I don't think we can look at that as like, oh, that's a deal breaker, that's a problem. We're not gonna be able to do this or that and other thing. It's like
this scenario. I don't know if it's.
But I do. But my point is going back to my original point. Why I don't think Oprah should run is that I would be more comfortable with a woman in that position who's been training her most of her life to be a politician.
So you want a Condoleezza Rice?
Somebody,
would you a Condoleezza Rice? Would you get behind her?
Depending on her politics, I wouldn't mind Condi. I like Condi. If you really check out resume, like she thorough. Mm-hmm. Condi thorough. Condi got a nice resume to her.
She does.
And like I respect the hell out of her. I don't agree with her politics, but I respect the hell out of her.
All of them.
All of who?
Her politics. I mean.
Well, no, I agree with some, because like I do think that sometimes some people just once a Republican says something off top, they just hell no. Like, for example...
But see, but what made me look at her a little different is even when Obama was campaigning or whatever, how she, okay, this is what my affiliation is, but some of the things that she was saying and, like, was supporting him, that made me look at her a little bit different.
Because she kept it 100. Like, she understood that, she understood that with the history, and it's like, yeah, I'm with his party, but I like what's happening over there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, and it's like, we got to understand, it's like, yeah, just because you were, like, to me, Republican, this shit is gang banging. You know what I'm saying? All of this is gang banging. Republicans and Democrats. It's gang banging. It's two different sets, and cats ride what they set.
Right.
And again, what I would say is like, even when the Republicans said something reasonable, like when Trump just sent talking about cancel these people visas for all the people from El Salvador, and everybody like, oh, he being racist. Like, nah, like it was an earthquake in El Salvador, and they had a bunch of refugees come over temporarily. Like, when the fuck they gonna go home? Like, at some point, we got, you know what I'm saying? If you're here temporarily, at some point you need to go home. And he like, bitch, bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, it's been like 8 years now. Like, it's been like 10 years. What's the name? It was 07, something like that. Like, yeah, but everybody, because Trump did it. Oh, hell no, that's racist. Like, nah, like, you motherfuckers need to go at some point.
One more presidential question. As black people, are we too stuck on this black thing? Are we gonna vote for Oprah just because she's black?
I don't think so, because we didn't get behind. What's his name? The Pizza Man, 999.
Because Republican. So Democratic black people, are we just gonna vote for a black person?
I don't know.
I mean, that's why I voted for Obama.
Are we support? What did Issa Rae say?
I'm here for. I want everybody black to win.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't think. I think we will, but not because they're black, but just because we vote Democrat.
Well, we already know that's not necessarily true, because how many people voted for Willie Wilson when he was running for
or Herman Cain
Alec. Well, we weren't going to vote.
What's your boy who in HUD now? His dumb ass.
Oh, he just disappointed.
Gifted hands. Ben Carson ass.
Oh.
He was the biggest disappointment, right?
He did that.
My mother used to have me like studying Ben Carson.
Yeah,
I read the book about him, the movie.
Yeah, like I remember.
He was like, we were proud of him, and then it was just like, ugh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess hold on, but just to answer your question, I mean, I think the fact that we see Republicans that are black that we don't vote for proves it.
But I think that's solely because it's the political affiliation.
I mean, but this is my thing though. It's like, so it's not like we're going to just vote for somebody black. I think the answer is we're just going to vote for somebody Democratic
and black.
Well, I mean, whoever they run out there Democrat is going to get most of the black vote. It don't matter what color they are. So I don't think it's a color thing. I think it's we set tripping. They set tripping.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like saying weak. I'm not a Democrat. I'm in the middle.
You in the middle? I don't think that people should be choosing
It's dead. It's dead.
political parties unless you're a politician. That's my take on that.
I don't think it should be political parties, man. I think we got to break that up, man.
I mean,
Because
I get it.
I don't think so.
This is the only thing that I have a problem with the parties is when it comes down to vote for president, like for the general elections, where you have to strictly vote one party.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
Because they wouldn't let me choose independent.
Right.
Well, no,
That's
you
what I'm-
can, but because you can push. I want to vote all Democrat, or you can go through individually and pick which one. That should take forever though.
What if I want to flip?
No, because they ask you what ballot do you want? Do you want a Democratic or Republican?
Oh, you're right. I take. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're
So
saying.
how can you know what I mean?
So I was gonna bring up this Stedman issue. I had some.
First man, Stedman.
I thought that would be gay.
We ready for a first man that wasn't a president before?
Sure, why not?
Why not? He's supportive of every other thing that she does.
Fix up the rose garden and
Come on with a
take some calls.
Find him a call.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
How do you feel about Stedman's position in the Oprah's life? We get off the politics side.
We don't know his position in her life because they're private.
What do you mean? How does it look?
It looks as if they're awesome friends.
To me, it looks like a man who supports his woman.
I don't know. It
Looks like a beard.
What do we know about Stedman?
Well, I've had some interaction with him, so
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
That's how you lost your throat.
On a professional level.
Okay.
So,
What does he do?
well, I know at one point he was investing. I don't know, like he was an investor. I don't know what.
I know he got his
Why you
own
gotta do
money.
anything?
No,
But
he
that's
has
my
his own
thing,
money.
though.
He's a
He
house
just-
man.
No,
He's
he's
taking
not.
money. His family.
He comes from
Yeah,
money and
but-
he got his own money.
Why
He
he
got
got money? His boo got money.
Yeah, but you
I
know,
wouldn't do a goddamn thing. That's the whole point, ain't it? That's why everybody want to marry Oprah so you can chill, right?
let's hear about her
But I
interaction.
heard that so much. Would I want to do that? Really?
Yes.
What's the interaction?
I'm just saying. He's a smart, chill guy. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I
get
mean?
that from him.
So I feel like he's not one for the limelight type of thing. It's kind of like she's in the limelight. I'm just gonna fall
That's
back,
her
chill.
career.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna do me.
Support her when I need to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would kind of be worse if he was one of them thirsty guys
Attention
trying to get
seeking.
trying to be
Then we
famous.
talk about him for that.
If he
It's
was
like damn if you do, damn if you
Exactly.
don't.
Kevin
So,
Federline
I don't
type,
see it as
where
a
he was trying to be
negative.
famous on
Why hasn't she
YouTube.
made him a wholesome man?
A what?
Maybe they okay with their situation.
I mean, honestly, like,
She a billionaire. That's why.
But
Yeah,
even
I mean, maybe
before
you don't
she
even
was a
wanna do that.
billionaire, maybe that's just not their thing. Maybe it's just not gonna work.
or maybe
And
he's
at
not
the end of the
interested
day,
in it.
Oprah
Yeah.
was a broken woman. She had a lot of things that happened to her in her childhood and her younger
Yeah.
Well, she
informative
got a good
years.
man now. Everybody says.
But what I'm saying is, though, so even if she has a good man, there may be some things that's embedded in her, and just like if it's not broke, don't fix it.
You know, I don't understand about Stedman.
Everybody's goal is not to get married, though.
I don't understand about Stedman is like I feel like he get a lot of hate, and like he is like the winningest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah.
He won. Everybody talking about like, man. Everybody was talking about, man, Oprah, all that money. I wish I could marry Oprah. I wish I could get Oprah. He got Oprah. Like he won. He did all the shit. All y'all kept talking. Like he could be like a rapper or
Going
something.
after Oprah hard.
Huh?
Jamie Foxx was going after.
Everybody. I'm not thinking everybody was shooting that shot at Oprah. Like man. On like cats, it was a joke, but on the real, like if I was a celebrity and I had any kind of access to Oprah, I'm shooting my shot.
He used to send her birthday gifts and shit.
Bro. And after all that, she told Jamie Foxx no and rolled out with this dude. And how is he not like Black History right now? How is he not in the textbooks? How are we not reading about this dude?
Nah, it's like
Stedman, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? This dude's a legend. He did what a lot of cats talk about.
I mean, so as women, y'all would want a man in this position?
Stedman won.
What is his position?
Shit, I need to be in
supporting
Oprah
man.
position first.
I mean,
of
but
all.
what is his position? Because I feel like you're saying it in a negative light.
I'm trying to speak from that angle. I ain't saying I necessarily.
I mean, what's wrong? This is what I don't
Because
understand.
we'll say
What-
this is a docile man.
by
We'll
who?
say. In any other scenario, we would say that this man is. If this wasn't Oprah with the billion, this was Oprah.
But what is the criteria for? What are we basing
The
it
chick
on?
T and Tamara.
you know,
Somebody who ain't really
Don't know
crushing it.
Stedman, so what are we basing
And
this
he
on?
just supporting her.
I guess that's the thing. I know nothing.
What are we
about
basing it
Cat.
on though? We don't know him, and that's okay.
I think we basing it on time now. We say, look, all this time.
We based it on hate because he won.
Is that the
That's
best?
hating on the winner.
But that's the best scenario though.
He the Mike Jordan of the dating game.
I'm confused though.
He MJ, bro. As
I'm
far as
trying to
dating go, he
understand.
MJ.
But what I'm saying is, he's saying,
He got
how
the
do we feel
championship,
about
right?
having a Stedman? What is a Stedman? What does
I'm
this
gonna
mean?
switch it and be me because this is what I do.
Okay.
Can you imagine him having sex?
Oh, I bet it come down to his knees. I bet he banged all the way out. He the win. He MJ. He got to. We gotta start talking him like the legend he is. I'm doing nothing but bigging up Stedman for the rest of my life
I don't
because he
think
won.
Stedman is getting any. I don't think that's what.
Who do you think getting
I think
killed?
Stedman got a stick next to his bed that he beat her off with. That's what I think.
I just
they might not
somehow I feel like romance is not.
I don't see
in
their
this circle.
romance. Like even when they out together, I understand about them being private about their relationship. I get all of that. But when they are in public, they have no chemistry whatsoever. It's like this man is standing
don't
next
be all
to
up on me.
me.
So this is the thing.
Like, I'm
And I
out
would
here.
just think about
Stedman's like, don't be all up on me. I'm out here, bitch. Like,
my parents. They've been married, I don't know how many years. They not all lovey-dovey. When you see them, they might be
yeah,
like,
man, it's
do you know how their interaction is?
just different.
So what are we
Different people do
basing it
different
on
things,
then?
man. You never know what they do behind closed
Oprah
doors.
has not been, to me, Oprah is
So
really,
is that a situation for convenience?
what are we calling this
Because
though? What are we
Oprah's
basing
doing-
it on though? I'm
We
confused.
speculate with no information.
That's what I'm saying. What are we basing
What we
this on?
think, what some people think they doing, is not.
Is this just because of
That's not how
what?
you keep a man.
Clearly it is.
Kept him for
Hell, my mama kept my husband for how many years? I mean, her husband for how many years?
But that's a different scenario.
How is it a different scenario?
It's bumping from what it looks
Well,
like. This is all speculative bullshit. Because this is just us sitting in the living
Because
room.
we ain't in the house
Right,
with
we don't know what
Stedman
they're
and
doing,
Oprah.
right. But from
He
the
could be
looks of
living in
things
the
over the
guest
years,
house for all
it's
we
like
I think we should call him Mr. Stedman from now on because he's
the honorable.
the honorable Stedman. What is his last name?
It doesn't matter.
Goldman or something. Is it
Actually, I kind of like it. He's just the first
Is it
name.
Goldman or something?
I think that's
Start with
respect.
a
Talking
G.
about
If they get married,
see that. Now think about it.
Winfrey.
Only the best. And I think about it like this though. Only the best of the best are really one name athletes. Like when you say Magic, Bird, Jordan, Stedman, Penny.
That's almost disrespectful right there.
How?
We don't get to get his last name. He just stayed.
Bro, he's Stedman. That's gangster.
No.
He the MJ of the dating game, bro. No, he's transcended name.
You can't transcend name.
He's transcended name. He won, bro. Everybody, don't nobody need to know. Ain't nobody. If you say Stedman, they're like Stedman who? Everybody know who the fuck Stedman is.
Everybody knows Stedman.
He MJ.
There's only one
Is there
Stedman
another Stedman in the world?
No, there's only
Everybody
one.
know who Stedman is. Like he winning, dog. Y'all need. I think we need to give him the proper respect. I'm really thinking about this,
I'm
man.
gonna watch this for next.
So
He
let me
winning,
just throw
bro.
something in the game. I don't even know. Do
I bet
y'all-
Stedman smashed Gail.
I think so.
No, this is what I was gonna say. So, do y'all think Oprah took him from
Ashley
His
Glassy.
wife.
Robin Robinson
What? He was dating Robert Robinson?
before he was before he started dating Oprah?
Hey, he crushing it, bro.
You think so?
Yes, Stedman. I didn't know this. Did
You think
he?
so?
I don't care. He went from Robert Robinson to Oprah?
Yeah.
What? Hey, y'all better put some respect on his name. I'm not gonna allow any more Stedman slander. Next topic. H&M monkey sweaters. Go.
Stedman, you a hoe.
Go. Yes, he is. No, he is the hoe. Get it right. Stedman is the hoe.
That's the standard, huh?
I'm about to go his face on a t-shirt, bro. I didn't know. I'm about to go Google this cat, bro.
Winning.
Crushing it, bro. Too much sauce. That's gonna say too much sauce,
Why she became an
Oh my God, that would
alcoholic?
be so dope if you got his face on the shirt
bro.
and said what? Too much sauce?
Challenge accepted.
Winning.
How are we going in order? Anyway,
We
H&M.
not. We
No,
just
this
talking.
is the order I wrote.
Oh.
H&M. Speaking of monkeys, pets. This shirt, I think it's nonsense, personally.
I think black folks too sensitive.
Yeah, could be tripping.
I'm gonna tell you
That
like
wasn't
this.
even an American
Miss London
ad.
does not agree. I can tell by my face.
I'm gonna tell. I'm sorry.
I
I really
They
don't
was
care
way
one
out of
way,
Sweden.
but I do believe black
they
people
grew
are
up
too
different. They have a
sensitive
different
about-
history. They don't.
I'm not even. You know what? I don't think. I think this is the thing.
The mama didn't care. That's first and foremost.
I think the problem not necessarily is like, oh my god, H&M is racist. Like, yeah, the shirt is a bit insensitive. It's like, yeah, that's
Sensitive is a good word.
But I mean, I think the problem is that because we use racial and racist interchangeably, everything is racist when it's not. It's like
it's not.
That's a racial thing,
Right, but it's not
honestly,
racist.
to me, it's more so that the shorty had on the shirt was that it went through how many different eyes and nobody caught it. That leads me to believe that there's no diversity in H&M's hierarchy to where there was, because I feel like you need one black person, one minority somewhere that'd be like, nah, doc. Like, take that picture out.
Well, that was the same thing with the Shea Moisture.
Yeah, like, no, that was that Dove.
No, it was something with Shea.
Oh, we're talking about when they were talking about they started doing products for white women or something like that. I mean, I don't begrudge them. Like, you got to make money. You can't just sell something to 17% of the population. You got to make money out here.
I don't think, but first of all,
so what's the issue? It's the
not-
monkey. So let's get to the issue with the.
Okay, get to the part about the monkey thing.
So
First of all, I'm not offended because I'm not a monkey.
I'm not offended, but I'm not offended, but I'm not. I mean, it's like I'm not. It's not like no, it's whatever. It's not nothing, but it's not a big thing. Because honestly, because to me it's like people gonna get all up in arms, and then a week later, people gonna be back shopping at H&M.
Probably will go to H&M.
But why are we
Half the
stopping?
people that's complaining about it don't even shop at H&M.
I've never shopped at H&M. I need to go. I'm gonna go buy some.
They got good
Sport their
$15
monkeys.
shirts.
Like this
Half
thing,
my
like
shirts come from H&M.
Hey, European cut
would-
fits my son well. Okay.
yeah, coolest monkey in the playground in the jungle.
But there was another one.
If that shirt was on a white person, would we care?
Nah.
Well, of course not.
You know
But
what's
there was
crazy?
another one with the little boy who was like, I don't know what his nationality was. I guess it would have to be Arabian or something because it
Yeah, but no.
it had something like with a bomb or something on it. Like, and they were like, you know what I mean? It said something.
That's dope. That's
Let me
funny.
see if I took a picture. If I
seen one. Somebody did it, and they put a sweat on a white boy. Wow. They put a sweat on a white boy, and they said, "What did it say?
The cracker,
coolest cracker in the carton."
Like that. You
I'm
know,
like, y'all.
here's the issue I have with that. These are kids, right? And if the issues that you have are with adults, don't bring kids into this because they have to grow up, they have to go to school, all type of stuff. And social media really plays a part in how we think.
Yeah.
And, like, don't put that on those
you know
kids.
what it is?
It's not just that one white boy. They had like nine different kids.
Yeah.
It's not right.
I think what it is though is that we have a weird sense of justice.
Right.
Like we feel like because my thing is like this, like the way our system is set up is like crime and then punishment.
Right.
But it's like, but in our mind, it's like if you rape somebody, it's okay that you get raped in jail. Like that's not justice. Like two rapes don't even out. Two rapes is two rapes or two like. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you steal from me, so I'm gonna steal from you. Like no, that's just two thieves. Like nobody's good in that situation. I think
two
that's
rapes and two rapes.
Yeah,
You need to understand how it feels to be
exactly. Like so now you got two traumatized people, two hurt people, and it's like nobody learned anything because now you still got another rapist out here. So somebody got to rape him. Like so, you know what I'm saying? Like where does it stop? You know what I'm saying? In that frontier justice. You know what I'm saying? There you go. So I mean, it's just I don't know, man. Like, and I think that comes from our weird idea of justice. And like the reason we have laws and rules is because of that idea of frontier justice, that idea of eye for an eye and get back. To where it's like, okay, you do this, you get this much time. Now we can debate another time the justice system and how it's unevenly done, but
what did people do? They made a bunch of memes.
Exactly.
I feel like what did we do about it? We had a whole lot of time.
There was no
organ, all kind of pictures.
Let me just
instantly.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's protesting now. That's protesting now, bro.
Paragraph book post.
Yeah,
and think pieces and all this, but like,
and we're gonna boycott it.
And again, like, you ain't gonna boycott. You can't get black people to stop watching football,
right? And they right back on it.
Everybody buying tickets to the Super Bowl,
bruh. And they was kind of like that's ain't no more blatant that they blackballed that man. But so Yeah, this was. I mean, yeah. Like again, like it wasn't nothing. I think the problem is that we miss out on teaching experience. We miss out on teaching experiences. The way we could say like, "Hey, man, this ain't okay." Like this stuff we got to be thinking about when we do things. But it's to just the wider audience, to them, to the wider audience, to everybody.
Moment.
How so?
Because they see the backlash, so now I feel like it's gonna have to.
But backlash ain't teaching.
But it's almost like here niggas go throwing into attention tantrum.
So you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna put no black people in the ads.
So let's keep them out the ads because they
cool. But then it's gonna be, why ain't no black people on the wall?
And then
you know what I'm saying?
I heard somebody say something about like, what if you go to if we were to go through all H&M ads, do they have a bunch of black people in all these things? And is it offensive ads and all?
Exactly. Now, if it's a pattern of racial stuff, racial stuff, then maybe. But like one incident don't make you racist, and that's, you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's different between racial and racist. Like one incident, like that was unfortunate. That wasn't a good thing. Let's talk about it. Whatever.
The company is based in Sweden,
Right.
I don't care. You sell in the U.S. though.
What does that mean?
But what
does that mean?
In history, that we have a different way of thinking. Everything is different there. So it's like how we feel. I'm not saying slavery wasn't there. I'm not saying that black people weren't treated a certain way. But our history is different. That doesn't mean that the little black people there were called monkeys.
Not knowledge of the law.
I'm pretty sure
does not make you exempt. When you're a multinational company
here,
we can't assume that.
They've been in the U.S. long enough to know.
The ad never even made it to America. It was only in Sweden. And somebody caught wind of it and started putting it on social media.
I didn't know that.
It never came to America. It was only an ad in Sweden. And they saw it because of social media and started posting it. And that's when people are like, oh my God, did you guys see this? And got offended. But it never was even for America. It was for Sweden.
You know what I did want to say?
Those people didn't feel offended. They got black people there. They didn't feel offended, but then they come to America, and we always look for a reason to bitch and protest. But I'm just saying, we always look for a reason to bitch and protest about the wrong shit. There's so many things.
Because I know there are niggas in Paris
and be mad about.
No sound effects. The moment.
Thank you. I've been here all week.
Luther is filming day one of filming Luther.
Yes.
London.
Yes.
I love Luther.
What are they saying with that?
Check it out, bro. I'm joking.
You know what?
We was the ones talking about the TV show. I'm the one brought up the show.
The thing I didn't want to say on social media, that I just didn't want to be the guy that typed this long ass paragraph, and it's a little bit offensive, but I'll say it here now. This thing about a monkey, the science behind this whole monkey thing, right? I'm gonna hold that for a second. Bear with me.
Are you offended because your arm's long?
Black people ain't the monkeys.
I know.
You know, if that was a thing, it wouldn't be us. You can be simple and say like, if you shave the monkey, it looks like a white person. You know what I'm saying? The big lip thing and all that kind of stuff. Monkeys don't have big lips.
They got thin lips.
Right, there's all these different things.
I read somebody posted whatever you're talking about.
But it's been said before.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't really even.
We're not the monkey.
Like their hair is close to the fur.
We have hair. Everybody else has
hair.
fur.
They got fur. Yeah.
Like monkeys. So all these things to get offended by it is to put yourself back into that stereotype. I can't even let that. I understand that. Yeah, you're trying to be slick and you saying those certain things in Sweden, because I'm pretty sure it is black people yet to be determined. And in Sweden, I'm pretty sure they are a minority, and I'm pretty sure they get shitted on. You know what I'm saying? Because darker people, traditionally, whatever it is, they get short end of the stick. And so this probably is offensive to them. And I guess us American blacks, we do have the biggest voices in the world. So I guess we are the ones who jump up. But I don't know. Right after that, Angela Rye jumped up talking about
that predator thing.
Yeah, like
who?
It's a black soccer player. I think his name is Didier Drogba. I don't know if it's that one or it might be a different soccer player, but dude is my favorite soccer player. Black dude. So he has a shoe line. What?
Favorite soccer player, really, Justin?
I'm a favorite soccer player. I'm a favorite hockey player, dude. It's a black dude from Nashville.
Moving right along.
Anyway, do the beast though, the dude from Nashville. But anyway,
moving right along.
So he has an ad. It's like on a bus ad. You put him down, and like it's a picture. It's his face. It's his shoe, and the shoe is called the Predator. So on his face, it's like a blue thing. His face under the red. It says Predator in red. So she was like, that's kind of offensive because with black people being called predators and all this blah blah whatever.
Black people be called.
I mean, black people is thought of as threats and predators and all that with the super predator thing and all this other stuff. That's offensive that they would put that under his name, and people are like, well, no, that's kind of what the shoe is called. I'm like, I see what you're trying to do, but like,
we're gonna get mad about everything.
Yeah, I mean, because that's my thing. Like, because like to me, the word problematic has kind of gone the way of the word coon, where it's like it doesn't mean anything anymore because everybody's a coon and everything is problematic. And again, if everything's problematic, then nothing's problematic. Because like Oprah's speech is problematic. Dave Chappelle comedy show is problematic.
Well, anything.
Everything is somebody's gonna be insulted by something. It is what it is. But like we have to be able to have conversations. And again, like they were talking about with the Me Too thing, all the people at the Oscars. Oh well, James Franco got up and said something in support of Me Too, but he was accused of hitting some lady with a phone 5 years ago. So he's not a. You know what I'm saying? I forgot what they call the
what kind of phone we talking?
Yeah, is it a cell phone or is it like
landline? Got the jam.
Bluetooth? I mean, what's it? Blackberry?
So, but you know what? Since you talked about the Me Too, what about the? No one said anything about the not Me Too that Russell Simmons. I don't know if Russell Simmons is the one who even tried to
He tried to pop it off, yeah, because he.
I mean, what did I say? I said something.
What, not Me Too?
Mm-hmm. Not me.
Yeah.
Well, his is like the not Me Too hashtag.
I forgot what it's called, but not all men or something like that. I forget what it is.
No, it was the not Me Too. Like, no. I'm not Me Too. You know what I mean?
I mean, but then again, like, if you're accused of something, and he's defending himself. I mean, because also because like 30 actresses from like France or something wrote some op-ed going against Me Too, talking about how
there's some people that's trying to
talking about how it's like
women against it.
Yeah,
there is a group of women that are against it.
I mean, because I think the thing is that people feel like it's a witch hunt and people being men are being unfairly victimized for rascal behavior or men behavior and blah. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think people are misreading it. I think people are being willfully ignorant on it because
misreading what
Me Too is about. Because I don't think Me Too isn't some dude grab my ass at a party. Me Too is I'm at work, and this article I read, I'm at work, and some dude that owns a newspaper spanked one of the female reporters. Or
I don't think Me Too is just one dimensional though, and that's what you're doing.
What you mean?
You're just saying like a dude grabbed my ass at a party. That doesn't mean I'm Me Too. How come it's not?
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is Me Too is not.
You're violating my personal space and my body.
But I don't know if like. I think because you're at a party, I don't know if that means also now this dude needs to lose his. Now my thing is this: now if this dude follows you around a club and is constantly feeling on you and touching you and molesting you and harassing you, that's different. But if I roll up on you, hey sweetheart, how you doing? You put your hand out like, bro, what the fuck? I'll fall back.
Hold on.
Well, Me Too got some work implications too. Got some work.
Yes, but I just do not want you to try to diminish those type of behaviors and say that isn't really a factor either.
I mean, I'm not saying like just walking up and grabbing a woman on the ass is not okay, but I think it's close. It's not as far down the spectrum. I mean, because
that's not sexual harassment. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not saying. I don't think.
Assault.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's sexual. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to mansplain this. I would say. I don't think it's egregious sexual harassment.
There are a lot of things that men do and do not realize that it could be harassment or assault or however you want to say it. So how come that cannot be Me Too?
I'm not saying it cannot. I mean, I think that.
Well, you're kind of trying to diminish. Oh, well, if he just comes up to you and filling your ass at a party, I mean, it's okay. Unless he follows you around.
Again, I feel like you're being a bit obtuse and trying to put words in my mouth.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not what I said.
I just put a little different.
Exactly, and that's the thing. What I said was that I don't think, like, if one incident where this man comes and does something that you don't like, I don't think it should be turned around to where now he needs to lose his job and be ostracized.
That's not what you said.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so so are we?
I really feel like you keep
No.
saying, you ask me something, then you interrupt me and
Because
say,
you
that's
like
not
to
what you
ramble.
said.
You like to ramble,
But go ahead.
And you trying to like be like real careful with your man explaining.
Yeah, 'cause I don't want to mansplain, but I mean, again, because I feel like, okay, I feel like this. I feel like there's a range of issues. There's a range of behaviors that can be considered sexual harassment. Some of them are super egregious, where it's like, yeah, I raped some chick. Yeah, I forced myself on some chick. Yeah, I'm serially assaulting some chick at work, or making lewd comments, or staring at her, ogling her, or whipping my dick out at work. And there's some things where it's like,
whipping my dick out at work.
yeah. Because I heard that joke Tiffany had
Stay focused.
But anyway, and I feel like,
me to it though.
whipping that dick out at work. Hey, whipping that dick out.
Stay focused.
But anyway, so I mean, I think really a lot of, and then again, like, I think a lot of this Me Too stuff kind of skews towards the workplace, to where this is work and this is not okay to do these things. I mean, I think other places like nightclubs and parties, it's a different atmosphere, and I think that.
So it's okay.
Can I finish?
It's okay.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
I think it's not as egregious. I don't think it's where.
So there's a gray area?
There's a gray area. Absolutely.
There's a gray area.
Absolutely.
If I come up to you, intentionally feel on your ass.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So every person that comes to you and grabs your ass, you automatically do not like it?
Pause.
No. You did this to me.
No. No one's going to come up to me and feel on my ass unless it's a boyfriend or something and it not be okay.
Okay. Just for the record, you're the outlier on that thing.
That is a lie.
Because it's been.
That is a lie.
No, because this is the thing, is because.
You cannot disrespect. How can you just come up to a woman and just feel on her ass and just assume that a woman is okay with that?
Because a lot of them are okay with that.
A lot?
What
kind of women are in your
My thing is this: I'm talking about just grab your ass and run off.
What kind of women are in your
I'm talking about if I roll up on you and grab you like, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? Blah, whatever.
Okay.
Let
me tell you something. On Saturday,
it's a strong move.
No,
it's a strong move, but I've seen it done, and I've seen cats leave with the number behind it.
No, I'm uncomfortable with strangers putting their hands on the small of my back.
Yeah,
or
I can see that.
pushing me into them. Any of that.
I think sort of what we talking about gray area, like grabbing your ass, right? Walking up on you, hey miss, grab.
Real quick, I'm sorry, because this is the same place where if you're dancing, bent over dancing, I just come and start grinding on you, and it's 9 out of 10 times it's okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking about stuff that happened into the 90s, because that's at our age.
I'm not talking about us. I'm not talking about our age.
Well,
I'm talking about just in general. On the average, in a nightclub, on average in a nightclub.
But what you're saying is, so to me, what you're saying is you're speaking of a demographic of women that you interact with, because you're trying to make it seem like I'm an anomaly over here.
Hold on, I'm trying to juxtapose this thing with the gray area thing, because I think that's where the issue lies. Because we know what's foul and what's. And so what you're rated foul, like in between y'all is a gray area.
Yeah, it's a gray area there, yeah.
So we don't want me walking up on you and grabbing your ass to be the same as me saying miss and grabbing your hand.
Pause. So it's okay for a man to walk up to a woman and grab her ass.
So black and white.
No, I'm asking.
It's not a black and white issue. I don't think it's a black and white issue. I don't think.
Pause.
Go ahead.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Is it okay for a man to walk up to a woman that he does not know in a social setting and feel her ass?
No, it's not okay. But it happens a lot.
I didn't ask you for. I'm just asking. Is it okay?
No, because you haven't answered my question straight.
No. If you answer this yes, no, you have to say yes.
What you mean?
Because because now we're not allowed to say the setting.
No, I said in a social setting. I said in a social setting.
There's all kinds of setting. We at the
okay, in a club. At a nightclub, a lounge, a strip club. It don't matter.
This goes back to what we were saying before. But hold on. But this
if we 18 in a hot club in Miami and spring break.
Yes. If you're in a strip club,
know if that's necessarily.
If you're in a strip club, yes. If you're in a nightclub,
it ain't never been okay for me ever.
But I know
for a fact it's never been okay for me.
We're not talking about you.
Theory though.
What?
You're not okay with.
But why does a man assume that it is okay? That's my whole point. Why does a man assume that it is okay? I don't care where we are.
It's been okay for all of human history.
To who?
Up until
To some
now.
people.
To what standard?
To some people, and see, this is the thing, Ty.
To what standard?
But you can't base the whole thing off of just your standards.
No,
because it's not
that's
just
what
you.
I said, to whose standard? Because obviously there's a demographic of women that I have not been exposed to that's okay with that.
Nah, I'm sure you've been exposed to him. You probably just didn't
No.
know this shit. It's like, I'm telling you, dude, like, but you didn't roll up on you like that on some.
And that just instantly makes him ugly.
I did.
Nah, I'm telling you, but again, like, that's you, Ty. And I'm not trying to like insult you or diminish you. And that's fine. I'm glad that you have those high standards.
I know it's
but what
not
I'm
just
saying,
me because I've been in group conversations with women.
So what you're saying it's all women then?
No,
That's our point then.
No, but your point is that's the standard. You said that's the standard.
Not what I said.
You said
Nobody said standard.
Because when I asked
Nobody said
yes,
standard.
it is because when I asked the question, is that okay? And I said by what standard? And you said men's standard. So like it's okay.
I'm saying that men generally have set what society's things. I can't say it's been a man dominated society. So society's ways of being, I have to attribute to way men. I have to give it to men.
I see what you're saying, but I mean, again, like that doesn't make it. I guess okay. I think like what happens and what's okay are two different things. I don't think it's okay, but I think it happens a lot. I think, and again, it's like I think in some situations it's like, oh fuck no, what are you doing?
So why did he say that he had to answer?
Why are you asking me what he said? Ask him what he said.
Well, I'm asking but this is your theory. So what I'm saying is, he said when I asked the question, is it okay for a man to fill on a woman's butt in a social setting, club, nightclub, whatever? He said, I think we have to say yes. So why is he saying yes?
Because you saying there can't be a gray area. That's why. Because you're saying there can't be a gray area.
If there's no gray area, then I kind of.
A stranger walking up to a woman.
Why you keep? We're all on the same page on the theory, dude.
But I'm just asking because you're kind of defending.
I'm not defending. I said no. Matter of fact, hold on. He said yes. I said no, and you coming at me.
You're arguing against it, though. That's what I'm saying.
How am I arguing against it? I said no. And you know what? And this the problem is y'all go at y'all advocates. I said no, and you fucking yelling at me about what the fuck he said.
Why you so
because you don't. Because I'm trying to advocate for y'all. I've been touched too.
You not.
How am I not? This the thing. What you doing is you thinking you're taking your standards and you're putting them on every woman.
No.
So okay, so let me ask you a question, Ty. So what you're saying is it's never been okay for any man to ever grab a woman's ass in the club.
I said a stranger.
A stranger.
That was what I said.
It's never been okay for any stranger to grab any girls. No, not just you, any girl.
Never.
Never?
Never.
So that's never not okay.
Never.
Well, okay. Let's
never not is a double negative.
Let me get on your side of the game, then.
I know.
It's not right. It's just been possible to do.
Yeah, I mean it's happened.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that it's
like literally I've gotten a drink thrown on me because a dude tried to fill on my ass and I turned around like, dude.
A dude threw a drink?
Bitch. I was at Glow.
So let's
dudes throw drinks.
Well let's walk, let me walk down that path with you.
Because I checked him because he
the drink or the ass rub.
Dude, don't ever disrespect me. I don't want you to feel like it's okay. You made me uncomfortable and you're violating me. You're violating my space. You're violating my body, and it's not okay.
You never went back to Glow, did you?
What?
You never went back to Glow, did you?
Yeah, she went back. Yeah, she went back.
I did.
Look at you.
See?
You probably never.
It's a gray area now.
You never went back to Glow because I had my goons, but whatever, though.
Okay.
She ain't got no goons.
What Ray J say? Ray J got no
Ray J didn't even.
I mean, but I think this is the thing. I think there is a gray area. I'm not saying sexual harassment is right. What I'm saying is maybe some women are okay with certain things that some women aren't. Maybe some women.
Why are they okay with that? Let's unpack this.
How the fuck would I know?
No, but why do you think that certain women are okay with that?
Because I've seen things happen. I've seen a dude finger a chick and get her number. I've seen a dude finger a chick in a nightclub that he didn't know and get her number.
But what is it about this woman that makes him comfortable enough to even try it?
I don't know. I can't speak for all men. I'm not trying to speak for all
as a
men.
fingerer.
Seriously? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yo, I love this dude. He said as a fingerer. I appreciate that's the one time you didn't try to qualify anything. You came right out to the gut, like, as a fingerer.
Only drinking beer.
I'm in here.
Well, as a club fingerer,
Are you kidding me?
I would say that
Stuff happens, man.
when you dance in the womb, there it is. It's Daisy Duke's song.
Boom, there it is.
Sometimes it happens.
Hey, I ain't saying I'm doing this last
We're not even talking about bump and grind.
I mean, again, and like all these examples are not like something we did last week. Like
Right.
these are
This is definitely young men.
high school, college, just very early
If you
20s.
at the company gala,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to
dude.
grab nobody's
Yeah.
hand.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, you can't say of course
Well, let's
because
get to it.
we can't say of course because that shit happened at work.
That's what I said.
The set. No. So what about a woman where you're because you're a fingerer? This shit is bananas to me.
Insane.
bananas.
I'm figuring. That's
But
awesome.
whatever. So
That's
you
awesome.
finger shit. I feel like whatever respect
Say
I have for you, I feel like
Say
it's going out.
Speak on it, Ty. Speak on it.
So because you're a fingerer,
At least be honest.
how do you figure your target? Like, oh, I'm gonna finger her. Oh, it's gonna be her. Is it how
that
she's
wasn't your
dancing?
question.
She's gyrating, or she's what?
Okay.
She
yeah.
dancing a certain way, like.
There is an aura of hope.
It is. It is.
There's an aura of hope.
It is.
So you only
By the
finger
way, you don't
hoes.
give it off.
No, you don't. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Ooh.
But
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't
you
come.
may want some whole aura.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fingered in the club.
Sure. Okay. That's
Especially about somebody that a total stranger.
You say that now, but
To your own opinion.
Dude, I'm almost 40.
exactly 20 years ago.
You
It can't
you're of a
cool.
certain age, you're not in the fingers no more, probably anyway.
It's cool.
But the thing of it is that the woman, it's hard for me because I'm going back definitely to the team.
We don't need any
Early teens.
disclaimers.
But,
Just come with it.
This person is giving that vibe off that that's okay.
That I want
You
to be
know,
fingered.
Yeah.
This
What is the vibe?
Well, not even that. I want to be fingered. That is like.
That's what I said.
It's
It's
her
how
dress
she's
code. It's her way
dancing.
of dancing. It's her allowing the hand to go here.
Yeah.
It's allowing the hand to go there. It's the moving closer when you
Yeah.
get when you get hard, you dancing,
And she
and she
grind up on
start
it.
grinding on it.
Yeah.
So now you're simulating sex on it.
Yeah. Well, let's simulate sex.
Well, you
then.
want to simulate sex? You gonna catch this finger.
And then you end up in the bathroom.
Yep. I've done that.
Actually,
I know he has too.
I gotta finish that story. But what did you say?
Nothing. No, I was about to. You know what? I'll say that question for off wax.
Please write it down. Please write it down. Please write it down. 'Cause I want to know
It's
this.
for you. It's for
I
you.
know.
I know what you
Please.
said.
Shots fired. Write it down in your
You know, you should know what it is. This one.
Have,
Yeah.
no. What?
Jesus Christ, now you slow. Anyway, I mean, I think this is the thing,
second part of the
Ty.
question.
This is the thing, Ty. Like, and even as a,
Yes.
I mean, I think even if you asked a fingerer, like, dude, like, is that okay? Is that you think that's okay? Like, I don't think they'd be like,
No, okay.
yeah. I mean, I think
Not okay. So basically, it's
That particular
situation.
girl.
so let me ask you a question. So, okay, so now, okay, let's say, and I guess my thing is this, like maybe not even that we're trying to argue the definition of sex harassment or say some things are okay. What should the consequences be if a dude, like, should there be a consequence to where like some dude just grab a girl by the ass? What should be the consequence?
When we talk about consequences, are we talking about like in terms of getting the law involved?
I'm talking about what should be the consequence.
Well, I definitely think the offense should match the consequence.
And
So-
I guess that's what we kind of getting at.
Right. So I do, like for instance, we'll just use Russell Simmons. The women who's coming and saying all this stuff happened 20, 25, 30 years ago. I don't feel like it's okay for you to come back after decades and say X, Y, and Z.
Why not?
Why didn't you deal with it then?
I mean, because I think the environment is different when
But
people
what I'm
have
saying
opportunity to deal
is,
with
if it's no gray area for you feeling violated, Why is there a gray area for you to accuse somebody?
I mean, but then you gotta think about it, because like when you read like some of the stuff, like old girl Rose McGowan, when she was talking about that shit, like when Harvey Weinstein came at her and did whatever he did, I don't know if he raped her or whatever happened, like she brought it up to higher ups in the company and she was paid off and silenced.
So you have no right to come 20 years later and talk about it.
Why not?
Because you've been paid off. Your case has been done.
Okay, but what about the people that just what about the people that was just like, man, nothing gonna happen, or they was really like, man, this dude ruined me, like, fuck it, let me just walk it off. Do they deserve justice?
Well, this is the thing.
No, I'm asking. I mean, so you think?
Well, I mean, it's too many different factors because.
And that's what we were saying. That's exactly what we were saying when we talk about what's okay, what's not okay.
Right. So it's too many different factors, and I feel like everything's kind of gets skewed when you talk about years down the line. You can't tell. Sometimes I don't remember what happened last year. Mm-hmm. How can I remember certain things that happened in great detail that some of these women say happened, and not to make like. Or call them a liar. But then again, it's like, this is the thing, like, my brother was in a car accident, like, when I was 13. And I remember it very vividly. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think you remember traumatic things. You remember things that are important to you. So it's like, again, like, if you remember, you know, so there's some things that you just remember that you can recall like that. And I think, like, if something if I was raped, I think I would be able to recall that clearly. I guess when I was even saying that, I was just thinking about the Bill Cosby thing with the drugs and the Quaaludes and all that.
Yeah. I want to say something real quick about that, because it harkens me back to this thing about Bill Cosby.
Bill.
Yeah. So the premise was that we didn't tell then because we didn't tell then because he was going. I was going to lose. He was super powerful, and nothing was going to happen. So we believe that about Russell Simmons in the 80s too. That they weren't going to, because, and remember what he was. He was the rap.
The 80s or was
but
it
this
like
is the thing, though.
I think the 80s.
Some of it.
Russell was the man.
I think a lot of this
in the late 80s though.
A lot of this is. But you got to think like this. Like a lot of this is 20/20 hindsight. Like, it's easy to say now. Like, yeah, he wasn't big enough to ruin you back then. But as a dumb kid that doesn't know shit, you don't know that.
And especially who knows the narrative. But who knows the narrative that he pushed? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm trying to get on or whatever.
Matter of fact, you know what it was? Because remember we were talking earlier.
Famous black man who got accused of rape back in the day? Over years?
It's nothing I follow.
Tupac, Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
But my thing is this, is that, like he was talking about with the podcast, like how people like, man, you got this platform and you got this and that. Like, yeah, bro, we got 15 motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, it ain't that yet. But again, my thing is like, I think people just don't know. You don't know the reach somebody has. So when somebody above you says something, I mean, again, cause you gotta think about it. Like, look at the bullshit people put up with their job.
Well, that's what I was trying to say.
Job, but it's like these people. I mean, you so trained to where it's like, this dude can ruin me, or this person can do that, this person can do that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's that fight or flight. Like, everybody. And that's the thing. I think the problem is. Let me get one more point up real quick. It's like, I think everybody kind of thing is like, well, you should have did this, you should have that, you should have. Like, everybody not a fighter. It's fight or flight. A lot of people, you're fighters. A lot of people are runners. A lot of people just run. You can't say they don't deserve justice because they ran instead of fought. It's just how they reacted. Some people freeze up.
And especially when you're in jobs where it's political or relationships matter or stuff like that.
Yeah, like, he ain't got to, like, motherfucker got to be super big, but if one person say you hard to work with, like, it's going to be hard. That follows you.
No pun intended.
Yeah, like, I remember this. You remember the And1 mixtape? That dude, Ray for Austin. He was on the first And1 mixtape. He ended up going to the NBA, and he wasn't a half bad little point guard. But the thing is, he went to the Raptors, and then like he got into it with his coach real bad, and so like he ended up getting blackballed the league because everybody said he was hard to work with. 5 or 6 years later, like that coach got into a fight with Vince Carter, like a physical fight with one of the players, and like people started to realize, like, oh, this motherfucker's crazy, and so he got blackballed out the league. Now the problem is that Ray for Austin, not in hindsight, maybe Ray for Austin wasn't to blame here. But because it was a player versus and the thing, he wasn't even a real famous coach, but he was a powerful. He was in that. He's a part of that power structure,
right.
And so the power structure is gonna choose that club over you. So he got blackballed. You know what I'm saying? So something like that.
You know what you bringing it up reminds me of the thing about Weinstein. I don't know if I'm saying that right. With Dame Dash. Do y'all know the history with him and Dame Dash?
No.
With Paid in Full. Mm-hmm. He was the producer. Weinstein was the.
We talked about this already.
Oh, maybe.
I felt like we didn't bring this up. But
maybe it wasn't recorded. Or maybe
Dame Dash had an incident with him on the set about him mistreating women. And supposedly even got physical. Like they'll say that he slapped him. Dame Dash slapped him. And of course that went bad for Dame Dash. The movie didn't get promoted, didn't get
exactly. That came out.
Right. It took so long to come out.
Right.
And a lot of people don't go back to that, you know what I'm saying? Kind of something what you said just reminded me of that, putting that out there. I don't know if we ever brought it up, but I don't know. The whole thing about harassment, we end up talking about it over and over again in this podcast.
I mean, it comes up. It's the thing. But you know, okay, I kind of see what you're saying, because like now that might have led to the reputation that Dame Dash has of being hard to work with. Being
right.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, my bad.
I mean, I guess I didn't tie that up.
Yeah, I see what
but that was the point. Yeah. But yeah, you know, this thing. There seems to be a lot of questions, I think, with the male side of it and the female side of it, and I think there's that middle ground, and then we have this other side that I'm really have an issue with the group of people who hear it and throw that person away. Mm-hmm. Russell Simmons, rapist, never fucking with him again. Not anything they've heard. Yeah, they are rapists.
Travis Smiley.
Yeah, I don't know if men out here just raping. Now, are men appropriate at all times? I would be the first one to say no. Yeah. They are not. They are not appropriate at all times. A lot of things can be.
Okay, so let's just say this though. But if a man has sex with a woman who's underage, he's what? A pedophile after one incident.
Yeah, if you're a rapist. If you rape, you're a rapist.
Yeah, I mean that's.
If you're a pedophile, or
okay,
so
but I guess. But this is the thing, though. But like, I guess the question is like because when you, but the age is a clear
that's
thing.
Factual.
Like this person is this age. Now my thing is this, like, because a lot of times it's like.
But wait a minute though, because it had. Okay, no man, I want to go there. Okay,
no, go there.
But we said two people. We said two people.
Well, this is the thing though. So if we say like, let's just use Elvis Presley and what was his Priscilla. Mm-hmm. He messed with her when she was young, got married young. Apparently he had.
Shit, you could have kept with Russell Simmons. He got with his wife when she was 14.
Was 17. 14. Well, no, he didn't mess with her until she was 17.
Sure.
Okay, whatever. But whatever. But what I'm saying is, so
take it from a finger.
But
exactly. Russell looked like a finger.
Apparently, Elvis or Russell got the blessing from the parents. Are they still considered a pedophile?
That's a good question.
With that being said, going back on his question, because that's what I was getting at with saying that. So, you mess with this girl, are you considered a pedophile even though you got the blessings of her parents?
I don't think so.
Because you got the blessings of the parents?
I believe so. I mean, I believe, because I think that extra step shows. I mean, well, this is the thing. I'm like,
but you're still nasty because you shouldn't be looking at this little girl.
And that's it's kind of the thing too, because but I feel like the fact that you recognize, like, okay, this isn't totally okay. Let me go and you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna assume that like Elvis didn't touch her until he got permission, which whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But. Just from doing that, but then again, it's like that was more,
Tiger and Kylie,
right?
Yeah, like I don't know, man.
I'm scared of this conversation.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna try it.
Leave it alone.
No, I'm gonna try this. This is what I signed up for. Men and young women. This pedophilia thing. What does pedophilia mean exactly? We got 20 minutes.
messing with somebody who's underage, having sex with somebody who's underage,
What is under?
To me, though,
under the legal age.
That's not a bad
desiring.
question. When you say underage, when you say teenage,
When you say how are we talking?
You 21, you desired a woman at 17. I mean, not 17,
so
14.
that just became a problem. This is my thing with this. That just became a problem in the last 30 years of all human existence.
Yeah, because
Technically,
because
it
you was
probably
getting
wasn't
married
even
at
probably
14,
30 years
15.
either. 30 years may be a little too broad, too.
You mean closer than that, you think? Yeah. So it just became an issue.
Yeah.
So if it was okay for human men, the species of men, what makes us think that men aren't all of a sudden evolved into something different where they don't look at young girls anymore?
But that didn't make it right because it was acceptable.
I mean, hell, because really, like 20, 30 years before that, women were
That's nasty.
property. Women were married off as property.
And women were having babies where their bodies wasn't even fully developed.
So I mean, I think it always. I don't think it ever. I mean, I think maybe it wasn't ever okay.
So,
but it's just.
And this is a little touchy area, and I'm being a little devil's advocate with this, but we're saying God wrong for making women childbearing at certain ages.
Hold on. Why are we saying this?
I see what you're saying. On a biological level.
Hold on.
Okay,
on a biological level.
I get you.
But also, what a woman goes through with giving birth and experiencing birth, it's pretty traumatic for someone that's a younger age. And also, women weren't necessarily having periods at 10 and 11 back then either.
Well, no, but the thing was because it's like they were getting married off once, because back then, once you got your red flower, that's when you were a woman. That's when you could be married off. Mm-hmm. So,
and for the record, you jumped to 10.
Yeah, I mean, but no, because they're saying like
10, 11, 12.
I was thinking 17 and 16.
Well, no, because they're saying that.
Well,
like,
when I'm saying, but I'm saying, if we want to say 15, I know 15. Some people, well, I've heard stories. I don't know. You know what I mean? Where they were married and having babies, and they done had 9 or 10 babies.
Yeah.
And
it just seems. I think there's something to be said there that I feel like
but it doesn't make it right.
Our generation, I don't know the right or the wrong. I mean, a lot of things we could say that there's people who think eating animals is wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that we could say because of our own personal feelings or times changing that now that was wrong. But if it's been something that's been the transition of it, and we see that people keep doing it, it's almost like with men cheating. Men keep doing it. They keep doing it, but people keep saying it's wrong. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. But you would have a man come out and denounce every man in the world for cheating, and then the next month, next year, his ass got caught for doing the same thing.
What's wrong about cheating is the deceit that comes along with it.
So when do we say this is a biological thing?
You said it was a biological thing.
I'm saying when do we ever consider that certain things are just a biological thing?
So
we can say race.
Well, so with this thing, then, so we shouldn't be judging pedophiles then. We shouldn't be saying, something is wrong with this man because he desires a woman.
Even with that possibility in my head, I can still judge a pedophile and I say, what the fuck was you talking to a 10-year-old about?
But how? I think what's the difference between 10 and 14? But what's the difference between 10 and 15?
I don't think it's the age. I mean, I think maybe now it's the way you do it. Because again, it's like back when they were
let's take it back to Elvis and Priscilla. She was 15. How old was he?
Fuck knows. Oh, I mean, he was too old. I mean, but again, like.
So how are you desiring?
Honestly, like to me, like that kind of might be. I mean, I think maybe because he got permission, maybe that makes it less creepy. But I think
but not even that though. The fact that he desired this woman, that's what I'm getting at. So is it something within these men?
I mean, but then again, you gotta think about like realistically speaking, it's like it's 14 or 15 or when you're that age, so some of us built like a woman.
What would he not?
So like, what is? I mean, again, like. Like this is the thing. Like matter of fact, this is good because like yesterday,
I gotta answer that question.
Yesterday, I went to my daughter's gymnastics meet. Like they wear gymnastics, and again they in these little leotards.
Oh, God.
And like I'm like,
Justin.
no, let me finish my point.
Right.
And I'm like, again, I'm like, dude, like I was talking about, I'm like, I don't understand, like, because again, they're teachers, if they have a male teacher, and I'm like, I don't understand, like, the dude, like, any dude that like watches gymnastics like that, or like watches these little kiddie pageants, you goddamn pedophile, because you're looking at little kids. You know what I'm saying?
But see,
There's no way you're not looking.
Yeah, there's no way you're not looking, bro.
But see, why do we always sexualize something?
Because going back to that's men.
It's the world. Like if it's a little 15-year-old that got some
Even
big
with, like,
titties, she got big titties. No matter how old she are, her titties
Right,
big, bro.
the men that won't admit to that.
Okay,
is the
but
one you need to be scared
no,
of.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is you can acknowledge that, but why am I turned on?
I'm not. Nobody said they was turned
That
on.
was different.
But what I'm saying, looking at it and identifying it, making an observation, that's normal. To get hard or turned on.
No, and see, I think they're not. But
To go for it.
yeah, that's the thing. To go for it. Is different because you can't control.
So we're okay with if somebody feels a certain way about looking at this little young girl.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even know how you work that job.
No, you said to
How
go
can
for
you
it.
not though?
No, I'm saying to go for it is the wrong.
What do you mean? How can you not?
I mean, the thing is like, what's the difference between?
How can you not be turned on by a 15-year-old?
No, I'm saying it's like. I guess my thing. What's the difference between that 15-year-old and that grown woman as far as like I'm looking at titties?
So you don't identify. Okay, so this is to me. This would be the same thing as you are not attracted to. Well, no, that's not a good analogy. I'm not attracted to women. So me watching gay porn, lesbian porn, is not going to do anything for me because I'm not attracted to.
Wait, I hate the fucking conversation up.
Yeah,
Now I want to go back like, what was she for that?
I don't like where this is going.
That was a good example.
I don't like where this is going. Like, let's go to the other example. Like,
that is a good
I don't
example.
even feel like going there. So my whole point is, it's just like, if you're not attracted to young girls, so I guess there is a gray area. It's just like the human anatomy, period.
no, I mean, I think it's what you do with it. I mean, because again, there's like
No,
don't get it
but even before you get there, you have to feel something to even get there to say what you do with it. That's what I'm saying. The in between. Because he said what you do with it. So if I'm looking at if a man is looking at a 15-year-old girl, she got a big chest, she got a big ass, and you turned on from that, are we saying that's okay?
Well, let me tell you what.
Hold on, let me
I gotta give you the man part of it.
Wait. So then, but that's to me, that's the in between stage. Because if you just identify with this and just say this is a little girl, she just got a big ass, big titties.
I feel. Okay, and I think it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. Like, it depends on the environment, and that's why I kind of said it. Like, yeah, if you in a gymnastics meet and you look at these little girls, like, nigga, like, yeah, like. You have a problem because you know these are little kids because
So
you're
at
in
a
high
barbecue?
school. But if you're at a barbecue and you don't know how old this little girl is and the ass walk by, you like, damn, and they're like, bro, that's a little kid. You like, oh, my bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Again, but if you the dude, you like, man, that's a little kid. You like, yeah, all right. Like, you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? It's not because she's 15. I can't, because again, it's like, as long as you don't, if you don't know that that's 15 and you looking and it looks
not 15.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because so I mean, again, so to go back to the whole pedophile thing.
Hold on, I'll give you my scenario.
Go ahead.
My scenario would be, say, since I go somewhere with you, and say we go to your family's house, something like that, and you introduce me to your niece or whatever, 15-year-old niece. She come out like, damn, whatever that means to you. She come out. When I see damn, now for the rest of the night, I'm not even looking at her.
I can't look in that
I'm not
direction.
even going that direction.
Bro.
I see it. I'm not even going that direction. She can't talk to me. Our conversation, like the conversations, there's nothing happening. Like, because I see it.
She can't sit in your lap.
Yeah,
Like,
right. I'm not dancing with her. No, you know what I'm saying? Like that definitely, and that's how you would handle that. Now, The wrong way would be the antithesis.
Engage that.
We'll start engaging that. Start talking to her. While everybody talking over there, next thing you notice I got a conversation going on with the 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing sexual to it, but I'm talking to her.
Because
you know what I'm saying? Now that's the wrong route.
Because again, like, once you realize, like, damn, like you got a decision to make.
She got woman quality. Am
I going to engage? Because again, like, dude, like with my baby mama, like, dude, when my freshman year of college, her sister was 15 or 16, and I came over there, and like this chick, like she, like I'm her big brother. So like, the thing is, so one day I came by the crib because she came down to school. We kicked, she was cool. So I came to mama house and like she walked by.
Who do you say this was?
My baby mama.
Okay.
She got on this little short and panties on, and because I'm her brother. I'm like, look, motherfucker, like, nah, nigga, like, nah.
I had little girls grow up and I had to cut them off.
Like, yeah, dog, like
play with them out today. They grew one day. It's like,
nah, man, nah. and the difference is the guy that doesn't. That's the problem. But going back to original, now I think I have an answer for the original. Kind of talking about the pedophile thing, not necessarily Elvis, but even before that, I think the difference is before that, when women were getting married at 14, it wasn't like the guy was trolling the high schools. It was arranged, where it was like, okay, I want to, huh?
More.
I'm talking about like just back in the day, like in the older times, like when kids was getting married young and having babies young, is because it was arranged. It's like, I got a big farm, you got a big farm, let's combine our farms. I'm gonna have your daughter, man. So it wasn't like he was trying to shoot a shot at a kid.
Right.
They just got married. So now I think the difference is now is that you're a grown man shooting your shot at a kid. That's not okay. Right. I think that's the difference.
And if I was to log on to Instagram and go to my search, it looks totally different than yours.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they don't look like animals. I'm looking at animals recently. But it's full of little girls.
Yeah.
They look good.
And what do you mean little girls?
It's full of, let me fix that.
Please.
It's full of women. Scantily clad women.
And okay, and that's my thing. Like,
like 21, 18, 19?
How do you know?
I
don't know. That's what I'm trying to.
I click on her and I be like, damn. And I watched her for 6-7 months. I like a couple pics. I put out your bath water a couple times online. And then one day she had a 21st birthday on my ass.
And you like,
what the hell? How was she in Dubai? How was she in the club?
Exactly.
How was all this shit going on?
So I mean,
it happens all the time.
A lot.
And you be like, damn, she was
so
on 21.
Now this is the thing. It's women like that, Bill, a 16-year-old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know. I mean, really, how can you know?
So now, what was I turned on by? I'm gonna get you that other party of case, by the way.
I don't even know what the other party is now.
But you know what I'm saying? Like you, what was I looking at? Was I looking at something wrong at that point when I looked at that 20-year-old?
Well, my point was that knowingly looking at a woman.
That's my point.
Matter of fact,
the nature of it was still the same thing I'm looking at, though.
Well, I get that already. But I guess I was just thinking that because I know she's 13, 14, 15, I'm not even looking at her in a sexual way. But I understand that the way anatomy operates, that someone may still be aroused by looking at somebody who has big titties in the ass.
I don't think, unless you're a kid or unless you're a pervert, I don't think you full wood because you see some big
I'm not necessarily saying just full wood. I'm just saying.
But matter of fact, I remember my daughter, she was in this fashion show, and it was all like high school girls. I don't even think they was all high, because some of them was like, I almost want to say they was like in junior high. And like, maybe, I'm going to go ahead and say this girl was in high school because I don't want to call everybody like super pedophiles, but this chick had an incredible body. I'm talking about incredible. Her body was so nice to the point where it's like every time she came on stage, it was like a murmur in the crowd. And niggas was like, damn, like men and women. Mm-hmm. To the point where
her parents,
bruh, the chick that was hosting it was like, yeah, like, girl, I was built like that back in the day. So like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is noticing this little girl body. Her body is incredible. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't think like Miles is like, oh man, I hit that. But it's just like, it's there though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm kind of saying it's okay, but
is it though?
Well, this is the thing. I feel like you can.
you can admire. You can acknowledge that something is there without it being anything
sexual.
Yeah.
That's what
I think. I guess that's kind of the threshold to where we say, okay, now you got a
For
problem.
me, I'm scared of the guy who cannot, like, even with Sarah, the guy who can't say what he ain't put no thought to this.
Yeah, he just like,
he just see it.
Bruh.
He can't put no thought to that. That's the one that's actually going to do that.
Yeah, that's the scary.
Right.
That's the dude
he
like,
thought about this.
Watch this, man. Watch
that's
this.
You got to watch stuff. You know what I'm saying? And even with some, probably I got one or two. You probably got friends that you know. Like, nah.
And that's why, like, a lot of the stuff, like when a lot of stuff happened, like y'all remember that cat that was raping the little kids from Penn State. Sandusky.
No, Sandusky.
Now my thing is this, like, because it kind of been the thing, cause like he was raping the kids and he was associated with the football team, and like so somebody saw something and told the head coach Paterno, and they were telling that Paterno was like, I don't know, I don't think he would do that. Like, you know your friend that would do that without a doubt. Everybody has you know what your friends would do. Like right now, if I have a large group of friends. I have two friends. If I heard like somebody was like, yeah, they sexually harassed somebody, I'm like, yeah, he did that. I wouldn't speak it out loud. I would have their back.
You
but like,
be surprised.
You did that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would have to convince me. Like, somebody was like, Quack was out here sexually harassed. I'm like, nah, done. Like, on top, nah, fam. You know what I'm
Whatever
saying?
they said he did.
Like, but like, in some cats, you be like, yeah, he did that.
He
Like,
fingers girls in the club, though.
I mean, it's not as rare as you think. I think that's the thing. It's like, it's not as rare as you
I have
think.
not lived a shelter life. Okay?
I'm not saying you have. I'm not saying you on Stone. I'm not doing the casting thing to you. I'm not saying you're on Stone.
No, I have not. I have.
You don't give off that whole vibe, so it's a lot of stuff you
I don't
miss.
think
G.
they're gonna come in. I told my sister that, like, you're not giving off this come hither thing, and certain things ain't gonna come your way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I've been around a lot, exposed to a lot, like.
But if you don't give off that certain thing, it's levels to it, G. It's levels to this.
it is depth.
It's levels to this.
It's like I say, like, you can't imagine a train being ran on you. I hope. I'm not just lying on you. It may be something that you don't.
But no, but some people like.
Yeah, but for some people that's life. That's something that happened.
I seen a chick do 8 dudes in one day.
Huh?
8 dudes in one day.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, imagine.
I just want to believe that I'm not this naive, though.
I mean, but how would you know?
I mean,
how could you know?
Y'all think that's really a thing that's a lie or something? I think that's a myth.
This stuff happened though, bro. It's out here. Like,
I mean, even the stories that I hear that, men say, like, yeah, we ran a train. I just be like,
grown men should be running trains.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about like college and
Yeah. But like, it go down. Like, stuff go down. You'd be surprised at what you can get if you just ask.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that happen. And then can I say that it's right? I think I'm supposed to say bless you.
Yeah, but
don't tell me blessings. No, I don't want your blessings. I don't want your blessings. But no, it's certain depths. I feel like the heat went off or something. I'm gonna be sick for real now.
There's certain things that go on in the world that you probably shouldn't be aware of.
It's good that you don't know. Yeah, it's good that you don't know because
you steer clear.
It says more about you, but like, stuff is out here, G. Like, Cass is going on,
and it's going worse than we know.
Yeah,
like it's some. I don't know about that whole little the group sex. Swapping shits and all.
What's the word? I don't know what you're talking about. Orgies, swapping. I forget. Whatever, it don't matter.
All that.
But that's the thing. It's like, like, I'm not. When Cass talking about they swapping, like, I couldn't do that because like
your wife do what?
What do you mean? You talking about swinging?
Swingers. There you go. Yeah. But all that stuff.
That's nothing.
Listen, I had a dude who tried to get me to. I'm like, listen, I cannot do that.
Condition your ass.
I feel like I'm like, you do not love me if you want to see me having sex with somebody else.
Cass got weird fetishes, man. That's the thing. Like, honestly, like,
make him say that to you.
Because he is just.
Yeah.
No,
what did you say to make him?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't what.
Like that.
No, it wasn't one of those things. It was just kind of. I think he was freaky and.
That was just something he was into.
I think, or just like trying to explore things, and he wanted to explore them with me.
And the thing is, If you just say yes, you have a whole other life.
Yeah, you know,
No,
Like, it's
because what would have
Yeah,
happened because what would have happened was, okay, it would have been me. Then once he was done with me, then it would have been somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, he just wanted to watch you with some other dude.
yeah, because he don't want me to. Because my thing was this: I don't want to watch you with another woman. That's not going to do anything for me. It's going to make me angry. So it's one-sided. So it's
compromise with all dude.
It wasn't a compromise.
Okay.
Because what's the compromise?
But
My rationale was, if you want to see me with another man, how can you love me?
I can't explain that.
Yeah, because I can't even speak on that.
And he was like, it's not that. But it never made
But
sense
you know
to
what?
me. It never connected.
Ty, what you got to understand
Which
is
is
that
complicated.
for every question,
It ain't gay.
there's a yes out there somewhere.
This is somebody else with it. Like, it ain't gay, but I'm just saying.
All right, we out of here. Episode number 30.
31.
Right, 31. No, let's say I'm gonna post that separate. The whole Umar thing, that's separate. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have heard this, you might have not have heard that. Who knows how we gonna post it? But nevertheless, this is episode number 30. Going to 31.
I was trying to fuck it. Just end it because I had something I was gonna say and I forget it now.
We're not waiting for Justin.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Justin with the
Ty gotta get to her phone.
All right, y'all. We out.
I love you, Ty.